All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honor, great millstone, teacher rule well, and peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect of Yahshua Allah. Peace, salutation, and deliverance. So, this lesson is going to be going into essentially applied faith and how faith in itself is a work. And just because you have faith, that doesn't mean that you are applying it. And I'll kind of go into a quick scenario that I mean. When you're reading the book of Hebrews, it goes into all of the scenarios in which faith was executed or faith was applied. And really that's what we're doing now, out on the highways and byways, and testifying, of our belief in Yahweh Yahushua. But that also applies in your daily walk as we are going through trials and tribulations. I think it's very easy for us to say that we have faith in Yahweh Yahushua, but how well are we executing the faith in which we've been given as a blessing from Yahweh Yahushua in our everyday walk? And so, this lesson is going to be geared and centered from that aspect, because clearly we can be able to understand the adversities and the tribulations in which we're going to go through in the midst of Babylon. But the question is, how are you applying your faith? Because that is your work. That is our belief that Yahweh Yahushua has given us the power to overcome any situation. And all of these things, as I always mention, are in the preparation for the days in which will come, as far as Jacob's trouble, as far as martial law, and just like anything else in life, with more repetition of applying our faith, the more involuntary it's going to be in that time of fear and fright, and the day of Yahweh Yahushua. So just want to cover a couple of scriptures, a few things that were profound to me as I'm walking in my own journey. And the scripture says the just shall live by faith, and so that in itself is a work. You are living every moment and breath of your life by faith, and that shows the connection in which we have as spiritual people with Yahweh Yahushua. Just like Esau is living his life based on carnality and fulfilling the lust. Every day we are living towards Yahweh Yahushua in our walk, our anastrophe, our behavior, but also when situations come up, whatever they may be, along this journey, you living by faith is applying faith. Okay, that is our work, and that is what Yahweh Yahushua has given us as a tool or a power to overcome any situation. Okay, so let's start here in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, in the first verse. And we've read this scripture numerous times, but one of the words I want to get into is substance. Okay, so it says Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. We hope for the kingdom, we hope for salvation, we hope for deliverance, we hope for the downfall of Babylon, we hope for the death of our enemies. All of those things we hope for. But what is the substance of that? Okay, it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So when we get into that word here, substance, now, the one definition I want to get into, it says the steadfastness of mind, firmness, courage, resolution. So let's read that again. It says, now faith is the steadfastness of mind, the firmness, the courage, the resolution of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So in situations that we're going to face coming down the pipeline, the substance is the steadfast of mind of knowing that Yahweh Yahushua is going to bring us through. It's not questioning. It's not having any doubt. Okay? It is a sure belief and courage in the face of all adversity. Okay. The next definition for substance, and the word here is confidence. Okay, or firm trust and assurance. So we have trust along with faith of the things that we hope for, in the evidence of things not seen. So it's not just, okay, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, and we just kind of glance over that word substance. It says faith is the confidence, the trust, and the assurance of things hoped for. So there's an expectancy of our faith. That is us applying our faith by our works. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to get that real quick because I thought that was noteworthy to see that it is confidence. It's not just substance. You know, we'll read it. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. No, faith is the confidence of things hoped for. You know, faith is the firm, what does it say here? The firm trust. Okay, with trust. That's what the word confidence means. Con meaning with, and fidelity means trust, or fidel means trust, or fighting. Okay, all of that means trust. Of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay, let's jump here to James 2:18. It says, "Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works." So once again, as I had said, we can clearly do that out on the highways and byways. We can put up shows, we can put up lessons, and you know, all of that encompassing doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, the ministering, the preaching, we can show our faith in that department. However, it's in the other aspects that lead back to us being out there on the highways and byways, in which our faith is going to be tested. Okay? This is where your applied faith comes in. This is where your confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes in. Whether you're dealing with, you know, some wickedness at work, whether you're dealing with car trouble, whether you're dealing with, relationships, whatever those situations are, the same applied faith that we have when we put up lessons, or when we're out on the highways and byways, or anything in which we're doing towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai, us transferring that same applied faith into that situation is how we overcome. Okay? It says, "Thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead?" And that's why I said earlier, faith is our works. Okay? Because we're utilizing it to show our belief and confidence and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Verse 21, it says, "Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar?" So once again, Yahweh Shem Yahushai was testing Abraham's faith. Because Abraham said, "Oh, Lord, you know, I believe in you. I got faith." The Lord said, "All right, well, cool. We'll offer up Isaac." He's like, "Oh, man, hold on. That's applied faith now." See, now you have works. Now you have action. Now you have to have that substance. Okay, you have to have that firm trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to where whatever the outcome may be, you still believe and have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Verse 22, it says, "Seest thou how faith wrought with works," with his works, Salakia, "and by works was faith made perfect." Because once again, this is a refinement process in which we're going through in order to build up our faith. You know, we were the ones that, you know, fell away from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So as we are seeking Yahweh Shem Yahushai 10 times more, that means that everything that we're going to go through is going to involve faith. It's going to involve us proving our faith. And that's exactly what Abraham did. That's what all of the prophets, all of the parables that are mentioned in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, all of those scenarios, they proved their faith by their works. So likewise, us proving our faith in Yahweh Shemi Shai when things don't necessarily go the way in which we expect them to in, Babylon. Like, we are in the land of confusion. We're going to be vexed every day. Or you can say, guess what? With all that vexation that comes, I have faith that Yahweh Shemi Shai is going to deliver me. I have confidence and trust that Yahweh Shemi Shai is going to move this mountain out of my way. Just because I have that faith, it will be moved. But you have to have that work. You have to have that repetitive action in faith, to where when any scenario comes up, the amount of your vexation is decreased. Verse 23, James 2:23, and the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of Yahweh. Verse 24, ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. So once again, faith is our work. But you just can't have faith. The Lord's going to try your faith. Okay, James goes into that as well. Let me jump down here to verse 26. It says, for as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Okay, let's jump here to Hebrews 10 and 22. It says, let us draw near with a true heart of full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Okay, so Yahweh Shemi Shai is faithful, but this is also our profession. This is, and this is one of my favorite scriptures, because matter of fact, let's just get into it. But profession is something that you are the very best at. This is what we have the mastery of. All right, let's get this word here. Okay, so yeah, it just goes into essentially profession, but let's get the this is the word here, profession. It says vows taken upon entering a religious order, but basically that's the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai. It says public declaration. It says declare openly. Okay, meaning occupation of one professed to be skilled in. Okay, body of persons engaged in the same occupation. All right, so we are the ones that are professing. We are the ones that have that courage and that boldness to publicly show it. Well, so how are we publicly showing it when these scenarios of adversity pop up? Because as I had said earlier, all of these scenarios lead to Jacob's trouble. And if your faith isn't girded, rooted, and built and firm, and a foundation has been practiced, in that day, as Scripture says, your strength is going to be your strength is going to be small. So faith is our strength. Faith is our work. Faith is our power. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. It says, let a man so account of us as the ministers of Hamashiach and stewards of the mysteries of Yahweh. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Okay, so what does that mean, that a man be found faithful? It says trusting, faithful, of persons who show themselves faithful in the transaction of business. See, we're doing the work of Yahweh Shemi Shai. We're going out and we're exchanging the words in which we've been given this gift of these talents, okay, of prophesying, and as the scripture said, the mysteries of Yahweh Shemi Shai, because we are the stewards. We are the ones that have been given this occupation of business, okay, to fish for the hopeful elect. But it says, of a person who shows themselves faithful in the transaction of business, the execution of commands, or the discharge of official duties. This is being found faithful because you're now executing. You're applying that faith in works. It says, one who kept his plighted faith worthy of trust. It says that can be relied on. All right, and these are the things in which men are going to have to execute. These are the things in which our purification is about. Is being found faithful. But it says, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. All right, and we are the stewards of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And while we're here, let's just grab this word here, stewards, just for edification. Okay. This is the word here for definition for steward. It says house guardian, housekeeper. Okay, we are the overseer of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's house. Okay, it says perceive, watch out for. We are the watchmen of the house of Yasha'Allah. Okay, but we're also conducting business. All right. It says of a person who shows themselves faithful in the transaction of business. Okay, the execution of commands or the discharge of official duties. So another word for house is body. Okay, another word for body is host. Another word for host is army. Okay, so all of these are functions in which business is being conducted. However, one of the centralized measures of our business is apply faith by your works. Okay, this is 1 Peter chapter 1. We'll start at verse 5. It says, who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. Okay, so what is the antidote? What is the remedy for the heaviness through manifold temptations? Verse 7, 1 Peter 1 and 7, that the trial of your faith, being more precious than of gold that perisheth. So what we go through is going to purify us to where when we come out on the other side, it's going to be more precious than gold. Scripture says gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Well, how do we go through adversity? How do we go through this trial? With applied faith, confidence, and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? But that's just not in one sector of our lives. That's every day. That's the just living life. Okay? It says that the trial of your faith being more precious than gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, it's going to be hot. It's going to piss you off. It's going to get under your skin. But what quenches that fire is faith. You're working. Your belief. You basically giving up whatever that situation is to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, saying, Lord, I ain't got it. Straight up. I ain't got it. Now, what I do have is faith. I have faith that you're going to overcome. I have faith that you're going to provide a way out. Okay? But right now, in this situation, just like with Abraham was found a friend of Yahweh Shem Yahushua because he trusted in Yahweh Shem Yahushua in every situation. I don't think any one of us has Yahweh Shem Yahushua requested for us to offer up our son. But the question is, If that were the case, we would be able to execute it.
Fact.
And if you do not have a sure answer as far as a con in that regard, then this lesson in itself is to help build up your faith. Because
that's what it is.
We're going into is going to require all of it. It says that the trial of your faith being more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, so yeah, that's beautiful, man, because that same faith goes into pistis, or pistes. Oh, actually, select. Select it, brother. That was the word for trial. Okay, so we're gonna get that word here, trial. It says that the trial of your faith, okay, and that word means to prove. It says that by which something is tried or proved or tested. So when situations come up in our lives, it's just a test. And we have the answer, being faith. So by you applying your faith, you overcome the test. By you dwelling on it, by you moaning, groaning, and murmuring, and complaining, and being vexed. See, all of those are emotions. See, where faith in itself is just purely spiritual. Okay?
Preach, brother, preach.
That's how you overcome. That is how you prove that you can pass that test. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to get that real quick. Let's grab the next verse here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1. So like in chapter 2, verse 1. It says, and I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Yahweh Shai, for I determined not to know anything among you save Yahushua HaMashiach and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in the demonstration, okay, applied faith, okay, works, okay, faith being works. It says, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, which is Esau teaching you basically how to bring self-doubt and self-pity on yourself, you know, and what is it called? Yeah, have a pity party when things don't go your way. It says that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh, which is faith. That's what the Lord gave us faith for. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord gave us faith to actually execute it. Okay, so now let's get this word here, pistis.
Keep that ugly fucker on a leash or something.
Oh man, maybe I didn't bring that word up. Oh, I did. Select.
That's not nice.
So yeah, it's basically 4103. So here's 4103.
Well, nice
so we'll
wake
get
me up
4102.
Yeah, no, that's not nice.
Okay, so pistis. It says conviction of the truth of anything, belief. It says in the New Testament of a conviction or belief respecting man's relationship to Yahweh and divine things, generally with the included idea of trust and holy fervor, born of faith and joined with it. Okay, so yeah, you brothers can go back and read all of the attributes of faith. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, these things were given by Yahweh Shai to show you the power of Yahweh Shai and to show you how the power of the spirit of faith trumps everything else in this world. everything. That's why it was only given to a selected group of men that can understand the power and be able to enhance it and be able to utilize it as a way or as a measure of overcoming trials, tribulations, afflictions. That's our power, man. But you gotta use it, man. You gotta use it every day. You just can't let little bitty afflictions, completely drain you of your faith. You gotta have some spiritual resolution, That in itself helps. Yeah, this is back under the word here, substance. It says the steadfastness of mind, meaning regardless of whatever happens, you will have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says firmness, courage, resolution. That means that, hey, bro, look, I don't care what happens here in Babylon, okay? I am resolved in my mind that Yahweh Shemel, I have trust, I have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai that he's going to lead me through. Okay. So now I want to get this word here, power. Okay. This is back in 1 Corinthians 2:5, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay. Now this is the word, one of my favorite words, is dynamis.
Strong's G 1411.
Dunamis. It says strength, power, ability. So the Lord has given us the power and the ability to overcome every situation through faith. All we have to do is apply it. That's it. It says inherent power. Inheritance. You were given this power of faith. So life's situations shouldn't be able to cause you to waver, or cause you to, get down and out and dreary. That's you. That's you doing that. You got the power. All you gotta do is activate it. Okay? All you gotta do is put it in gear. And as soon as you put it in gear, Yahweh Shemel Shai is right there to be like, yep, let's go. And I'm not speaking as a person that's making these scenarios up. I'm speaking from experience. Okay? Scripture says the just shall live by faith. It means every day it's going to be something coming. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know what it's going to be. It doesn't matter. You have the inherent power to overcome it. It says power residing in a thing by virtue of its nature, or which a person or thing exerts and puts forth. Power to perform miracles. It's power, man. Because we're dealing with the ultimate power. Let that sink in. The ultimate power has given us faith to overcome every situation. Everyone. It says moral power and excellence of soul. Okay? Oh, power consistent in or resting upon armies, body, forces, and hosts. Yeah, so hey, through the Spirit, Lord willing, you brothers will edify. I'm gonna wrap up here in James, the first chapter. We gotta start at verse 1. It says, James 1:1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. You should be happy. You should be like, oh man, look, hey, call Allah like Yahweh Shemel Shai. I know that's what I do. I practice it. Okay? See, because the Lord has given me faith And by him providing the scenario, I'm going to give him more praise when he actually helps me overcome the situation, and his name is going to be glorified even more because of that situation. So temptations are going to come, okay? It says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith, the proving, the testing of your faith, working patience. All right, well, there it is. Scripture says this is the patience and the faith of the saints. It says, but let patience have her perfect work, because we're being perfected through the Spirit. That means that the flesh got to go. I mean, in that scenario, you can't handle it like you have before the truth. Before you were in the ministry, before you knew the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What good is it for you to be in the ministry, know the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but not be able to apply it? But let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. That's you having the spirit of like, man, look, it is what it is. I know Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to deliver me, and I'm going to keep it moving. Do a lesson about it. It'll be a testimony, and it will encourage the hopefully to face all of their challenges and adversity, with the same type of courage, the same type of power. Okay. Verse 5: if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith. Because if you're not asking in faith, if you don't believe, if you don't have trust, you don't have confidence, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to do it, why would he do it? Scripture says, let us come boldly unto the throne of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Lord didn't give you all this power just be grumbling, Not true enough, we have a sense of humility when we pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But when you read in Psalms, and when you read in Job, and you read in Isaiah, these men prayed to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to answer them speedily. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, bow down your ear and hear me, Lord. That's what faith is, man.
GMS production water.
And this is one of my favorite subjects to minister.
Copy, thank you.
Because it is the quintessential essence that separates us from all the rest of these other people that are going to be destroyed. It says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. That's not doubting that he is going to do it. That's trusting that regardless of whatever the situation is. Every parable you read about, the men being in the lion's den and in the fire, and every scenario. The reason why we have these scriptures is to learn. Okay? Scripture says it was given for our learning. Okay? And I want to say it says through faith and hope. It's a lot. Okay, Con, this is Romans 15 and 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So once again, what is that? That is having faith in these words, that whatever the situation is, the Lord has provided us with the answers, the keys, the power, But it has to be applied power, small or great. Whatever the scenario is, we have the amount of faith necessary to overcome it. It says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Okay? It says, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Yeah, man, it's beautiful. Because why? Because you really don't have faith. If you have faith, you ain't gonna be wavered, when you come up short on the bill. You ain't gonna be wavered when you have a flat tire. You ain't gonna be wavered when you lose a job. You ain't gonna be wavered when any scenario happens in your life. Because you can just ask Yahweh Shem Yahushua to provide the answer. to increase our faith. That's what the apostle said. He said, Lord, increase our faith. Okay? So yeah, Lord willing, you brothers were edified through the Spirit. Just wanted to get into that and elaborate how faith is a measure in which the Lord has given us to overcome. We have to apply it. We have to work on it. Just like you work on free throws, just like you work on a crossover, just like you work on a car, just like you work on a house, just like you work on yourself. Every scenario that the Lord has provided us, until we are delivered, is just a test. To where you can work on your faith. To where we, Lord willing, will be able to stand in that day. So, Lord willing, you brothers were edified once again. Call halal, Yahweh by Yeshua Shah, by Yeshua Dash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, teachable well. Peace and salutation.